Welcome back to Dolor Factor Live. We've been having a great time talking about men and the different definitions. And I promised something really special. I'm going to give something else away now. This is not the special thing, but I just feel like it tonight. Our DFL friends at Styles 2000 in Rodney Bay has offered a free haircut. To win it, just tell us exactly where in Rodney Bay is Styles 2000 located, okay? And I want you to actually say which DFL sponsor is really near to Styles 2000, okay? Which DFL sponsor is very near to Styles 2000, okay? Now, as I promised, when Emile came to Dolor Factor on Radio St. Lucia, he actually surprised me with some wonderful, wonderful poetry, and I was just astounded, and I thought that since he's going to be a guest here tonight, I asked him whether he would perform it for us, and he said gladly that he will. And to accompany him is Ngozi, and it's a pleasure to see you, Ngozi.
Oh, very nice to be here, Delia. Thank you very much for inviting me, having me on.
Thank you. And you were with us for our Christmas party, but unfortunately we couldn't hear you perform as well as we would have liked to. But here we are now, and I know that we're going to have a really great time just listening to your performance. And also, you know, I've been the rose between the two. Oh, I shouldn't say thorns. No, I couldn't call him a thorn. Two great friends. So it'd be really nice to maybe hear your point of view for things that we've spoken about.
Oh, sure, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just ask you before Emile performs, in terms of sexy, when a woman looks at a man, and you know, what would a woman think of or define sexy?
I think his attitude and his confidence. The way he carries himself will be exuded in the way he dresses and the way he walks, and even the way he looks at you, the way he talks, his tone, all that exudes some sort of sexy, you know. The confidence that he has and the appreciation he has for himself would show in the external aspects of himself. So I think that all that puts the sexy together quite nicely.
Suave?
And you know, the suave, you know, I think too, it's kind of related in a way, you know. I see Suave as sort of like the guy's ability to know how to treat a woman and treat people. You understand? Just the vibe that this particular sexy being has.
Would you say that some men who are Suave are like show-offs, like a bit big-headed?
I think they're just confident. They're confident and they value themselves and they value others. You know, they value themselves, they value others, and they probably wouldn't tolerate anything that is less than what they think they are. And some people think it's arrogance, but it's suave, I think. You know? Okay, and
very quickly, shabby. What's a shabby man according to a woman, would you say?
To me, that's me. I don't know if it's all women. I think a shabby man is a man with low self-esteem, chronic self-esteem. One that doesn't understand his true worth, and therefore doesn't take care of himself and doesn't have a true representation of what he really is inside. So he just, you know, just too laid back about taking the time for himself, taking the time to take care of his hygiene, or taking the time to even take care of his finances, or taking the time to grow or learn from other people, because, you know, it's a process. That's how I see a shabby guy.
I love your definitions. I really do. I love your definitions, because most of the time I hear you performing, we never have a chance to have some form of conversation, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers will say the same thing, that they see you performing, so we don't get to know a little bit about you. But yeah, but great.
Yes,
but so thank you again for being here tonight. And Emile, over to you. What are you going to do for us tonight?
I'm going to actually perform a poem, which is called In You.
Okay, it's all yours.
I see the stars, and in everyone a star is born, but they're only stars. For in you I see the moon in all its fullness and splendor. Today, I see you. Today, I see you. And all those who went in search of stars, they are sorry. They did not look as closely as I did. Your beauty, your magnificence leaves me breathless. And I am in your house of mercy. And all those who went in search of stars, they are sorry. They did not look as closely as I did. Your magnificence, your charm leaves me breathless. And I am in your house of mercy. Today, I see you. Today, I see you. I see you.
I see you.
Today, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
Oh. Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, out of the 3 S's that we were talking about tonight, there is no doubt, absolutely, that was sexy.
Thank
for
you.
me.
Thank
I thought
you.
that was sexy.
Thank
now,
you.
someone else may say that that was suave,
Right.
you know, but I thought, wow, if a man could, you know, great words. Did you write that?
Yes, I wrote that, and Ngozi so kindly accompanied me. We were drilling this today, like crazy. So yeah, but you know, writing is my passion. So
You know, we see you day by day, and we never think that, you know, that you can perform that way. I mean, and of course, Ngozi, she's always wonderful anyway. She just always puts it all great together. So thank you so much for that. I mean, how would you describe, would that be sexy or suave for you, Ngozi?
Wow, I don't know if these words would describe it.
Okay, give me a word that you think. We're talking about a man as well, because we're looking at men and how women see men. If a man performed that to you, what would you think of that man?
I would think he's a substantial man to be able to write a piece like that and express it and see a woman as a star, beyond the star but the moon, you know. The words are very deep, so.
And you know, there'd be some men out there who would say that that's just not, you know, that's soft. You know, a real man doesn't do something like that. I mean, would you agree that you may hear that kind of comment?
but I think when you talk about emotion and men not having emotion, I think it's a very emotional piece. And it's actually saying that there are men who are capable of, within the mass of everybody out there, that they can take an individual, and for them, you are that moon. They're not looking for stars. They see that person in their fullness, in all their glory and all their worth, and in a very substantial way. So I think that the poem clearly reflects that, or at least attempt to reflect that.
Well, you know, I'd like to hear what Al has to say about that. He's going to be
sure
coming
Al has
back,
a lot
so
to
he's
say.
going to tell us about that. But I just want to remind you, we're going to, after the break, we're going to open the phone lines and we're going to cut off some of the giveaways tonight, okay? So let me just remind you very quickly about what they are. This shirt, where would you buy this shirt? And as I said, it's available in cream or white. And if this is not your size, don't worry, we'll make sure we get your size for you, okay? Can you also tell us where Romani is located? It has 3 stores, name them. And also Dawn French's book, the credit balance. What is the recommended balance for you if you have a credit card, okay? So those are the questions we have tonight. I actually have some more, but I think I'm going to put them on the website because we're just running out of time here. And I want you to send us some questions. When we come back, send us some questions. Tell us what you think. What are your definitions? And what is it about men, perhaps, that you always want to know? When a man says this, what does he really mean? Because I have that all the time. As far as I'm concerned, I say something to a man, I think you should understand what I'm saying. And the response I get is like, where does that come from? And do you think that men, you know, can be as emotional as women? And if you're a man out there, perhaps you've got something that you'd like to tell the women about how you feel about the way women think about you, because, you know, sometimes men are tarnished all by the same brush, and I don't think that that is fair thing to do. So stay with us with Dolor Factor Live. We've still got some time on our hands. We open the phone lines for any of your questions and comments soon. So thank you so much, Ngozi, for being with us.
It's a pleasure.
And I hope that you will be with us again. We're announcing a very new project later on tonight, and I hope that you're going to be part of that project with us.
You know, keep me posted.
And we will definitely do that. This is Dolor Factor Live on DBS. We'll be right back.